Have you ever wanted change? How about reform? Chances are, if you have the technology to watch this, you can express these opinions freely. In Syria, that is not the case. This is The Life of a Syrian Rebel by Derek Smith. Before we dive into Syria's problems, although ISIS, the United States, and Russia don't have population in the Syrian civil war, they all cause very much turmoil in their desire to establish authority on Syrian soil. In the early spring of 2011, the now Syrian rebels were just peaceful protesters, speaking out against President Bashar al-Assad, who had promised to establish democracy in Syria, but never fell through on the promise. In pre-Civil War Syria, human rights violations were an issue, from no free expression rights, women facing discrimination, and ethnic groups slaughtered. Syria was at a major downfall. When Syrians who don't support what's going on in their country leave, it is known as defecting. These defectors weren't just unhappy civilians. The Free Syrian Army was composed of defected Syrian military members. They were the main rebel force against the Syrian military. It is now mid-July 2012, and 16,000 people have been killed. The altercation is now considered a civil war. Now add ISIS, basically trying to kill half of the Syrian population. America, supplying weapons and supplies for rebels, and Russia, pro-Assad and bombing rebels daily. After the fighting had picked up, the government decided to outlaw the Geneva Convention and use chemical weapons on its own people. Around 1,430 people were killed in the attack on August 21, 2013. Remember, this war started because of harmless protesters that were just trying to advocate for civil and human rights. In the end, no matter what country you're from, never take the amount of human rights and civil rights you have for granted.
Created using Powtoon.